Hi everyone and welcome to Trades of the Week. And once again, it's going to be a very exciting episode because there's so many things happening in the market. Will Binance survive? Last week we spoke about that they were in trouble with the SEC. Will they survive? What is happening? And why are exchanges literally fleeing the US and setting up base somewhere else? And now, for the first time ever, there will be a European crypto regulation set in place. We'll discuss what the impact of that today as well. And then we're going to have two opportunities that you do not want to miss. So with that being said, let us dive into it. So, before we actually dive into it today, there is actually one thing I do want to mention. We talked about it before, we spoke about it last week, but in the current environment, in the market, in the world, there is nothing better you can learn than trading and investing. Yes, it is better than properties because you can actually start with less money. And with the inflation being as high as it is, everything becoming more expensive, you get less and less money left. You need to learn how to trade and invest to make sure you actually not only survive but can thrive when we get the next coming crisis as well. And now, especially since we're getting into a recession. So the best thing to do is press the link below to become an IM Insider today. I'm going to explain why. Because not only will you get a lot of exclusive content, now you have one of the featured posts here. You can actually book a 30 minutes consultation for free that will absolutely change your life. It's going to be a strategy session. Finding out where you are now, what are your dreams, goals, what strategy you're currently using, but not only that, also how can you improve the strategy you're using today in order to thrive in the coming recessions that will come, by the way. It's always inevitable. And number three, we're going to show you what we are looking at the moment. And this is going to be completely free. You have nothing to lose and everything to win for joining us on this strategy session. Now, just remember, if you're already a member of your crypto club or your trading club, there's no need to book this session. It's only if you're brand new, so we can show you the world and how you should go through all of this in the best way and kind of navigate these very difficult waters of investing. So that is what I urge you to do. So now, before any further ado, make sure you press the link below. And with that being said, let us dive into it. So, looking at the market since last week, we now moved up our stop loss on GIS or GIS, which is General Mills. It's now up 4%, right? Or we have the stop loss at plus 4%. We're up 4.5%. So we have it really close in case there is a turning point in the market. So let's see how far this can go. Let's see how far this baby can go. And then with MPVR, Monolithic Power Systems, the same here. We're a little bit in profit on this. It's really been going sideways for a long time. So hopefully now it can push lower. Netflix has now lost viewers, maybe. There's no news that have come out, but it did go down a bit to take us out at plus 1%. So that's a 1% profit right there. And then on VRSN, the stop loss at 3%. We were not closed out. It was close, that it came down and took us out here, but it didn't this time, which is great. And then we have KTB as well, which is around the entry point. So do your research on Cantor brands. And if you like this, you can place an order on this as well. Looks very, very exciting at the moment. Peloton, we were not as lucky as last time. Last time we got stopped out at plus 1%. Now we got a loss of 1%. So boo, that makes our results 0 for this week. And then we have SPGI that we entered last week. 3 nice bounces. It's falling down and we're a little bit in profit at the moment as well. So I hope you're really excited about this. I sure am. And this is our trading strategy. Maybe not if you're completely new. This is something we'll cover in the strategy session that you can book if you're completely new. So we'll cover how the strategy works. So make sure you book that session as well to find out more about how trading and investing works. And just know that this is crucial. If you're trading and investing, make sure you utilize the 2 golden rules. Number 1, make sure you cut your losses short. What does that mean? It means you only lose or risk 1% of your entire account on each and every trade. And let your profits run. You saw we lost 1% on Peloton, but we've locked in 4% on VRSN. So we have the stop loss ready to go there on GIS. On VRSN, it's on 3%. So we're locking in profits, but we're letting them run. I'm not taking it. I'm not acting on emotions. I'm waiting. So that is a little bit what is happening in the market there. And what I want to say to you as well here, if we dive into the market at the moment, not much has changed from last week. This week, we'll get the inflation's numbers. But that being said, the Federal Reserve is officially backing from another interest rate hike increase to monitor the economic situation from the bank strains. The bank are in trouble at the moment with less people borrowing. It's harder. They're making less in interest. Even though we saw some of the banks making really good revenue, they are still fearing. The SEC is fearing another collapse or fall in the banking industry, which would be bad, of course, for the stock market, at least in the shorter term. So the banking sector is definitely one we're avoiding at the moment. But that being said, it could be really good for gold and silver and even oil, since they're cutting the production by over 1.1 million barrels per day, starting now actually in May. So that is one thing that I do want to mention that is really important. Secondly, the building permits, how many people are buying and selling real estate properties, has really declined. It's really not a buyer's market anymore, or a seller's market, sorry, where there's a lot of buyers. It's the other way around. People have less money due to recession, inflation, and as a result, they actually don't buy as much. So property prices are falling, and yeah, that's just the story right now. So we'll see if that gets worse. But the effect of that is that the REITs, the REITs, the property portfolios you can actually buy on the stock market, might be good opportunities in the future, because obviously their profits will go down as a result. So with that in mind, in the coming episodes of Trades of the Week, we're going to be looking at those type of property portfolios or property funds to invest into on Trades of the Week as well. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Now, of course, if you want to get started, like I mentioned before, if you don't really understand the concepts I'm talking about, make sure you sign up for a strategy session. So press the link below to become an IM Insider to really start to learn this stuff. That's how important it is for you. It can really be the change for you to just surviving to thriving. That's what it can be, but it's not a get-rich-quick thing. It's something you do over time. So the two new opportunities for this week is EA, that's Electronic Arts. That's the first one that I really like. We have it's moved up nicely. Currently at the resistance level, we have 3 bounces at the top here, and it's looking to be coming down. So we have a stop order to wait for it to move in our direction before we enter. So that's a short one, just because we don't know which way the market goes, because this week we get the inflation numbers that can really make the market a bit volatile. And then we have QCOM as well. This is a company I've been trading for many years as well, and now it looks like a good buffalo. Earnings, they are coming up, so be a bit wary of that, but it looks like a good upward trending opportunity. And jumping into cryptos, there are a few things I do want to mention with cryptos here as well. And the cryptos, we believe we're very close to the next bull market. So the bull market, and the reason for that is because the halving is happening in May next year. It's less than a year away soon. And usually a year before the halving, that's when the bull market in cryptos starts. And I think it's just around the corner. And with everything that's happening in the market, we have the regulation. I'm going to speak about that briefly. It's the MiCA. It's the landmark crypto regulation called MiCA. And what does it mean for the industry? Well, first and foremost, the positive news is they're going to create a framework. It's not decided exactly what yet, but a framework for what the regulation will look like. But it's been passed. This is happening. So what it will mean for the crypto market, we believe, we are just, this is our opinions, is I think it's really good longer term. Number one thing, it will decrease money laundering, all the frauds, all the money that is being lost to scammers, because there's actually a framework and regulatory thing that people do need to follow. So that's the first thing. The second thing that I think could be bad is the innovation, because it will stop innovation, because they will hinder certain things from happening, and companies will get a lot harder time to get involved in the crypto market. So So that's the negative side of things. But just make sure when you use crypto exchanges, use the biggest one, but more so when you invest, make sure you try to see that they're regulated so they're not breaking any rules, because the SEC is really going after crypto companies as well. So essentially, we believe it's long-term, it's really good for the crypto adoption. It's going to expand the crypto economy and allow bigger institutions to come into the game. Shorter term, when it's being implemented, there's going to be some uncertainty. What's going to happen? A lot of volatility in the market, we will use for investing and trading. And I don't know if you remember this, but last week as well I said we're going to come up to this zone and we're probably going to have a reaction to the downside. And look at this. This is exactly what has happened. So I told Marcus to sell all of his Bitcoin, and he did, which is why it went down. Just kidding. He actually is going to buy more, because that's what we do when the market goes down according to our strategy. But I want to show you one thing here. And looking at the Bitcoin, BTC1, the futures. So I don't think it's going to fall down this much, but you remember what we looked at, that it's going to come down maybe and fill this gap and then higher. That might happen, but I do think currently it's not looking that weak. I think we'll have a little bit more of a pullback, maybe down to 25,000, but then I think we're going to go higher up to 32, 33,000. So this is probably just a pullback, and I can now say we believe that the lows for Bitcoin are in place. The lows are in place if we look at history. So back in 2017, and then we had 1 year before halving, Corona happened, brought the Bitcoin price down, but it never got lower than the low that was created back in 2019 or so. So I think something similar would happen again, because history does tend to repeat. So also one interesting factor here is now when Ethereum has upgraded to proof of stake, it's been very successful, and with that upgrade it actually went up quite a bit in value, now only to fall down afterwards as well. However, it went so well that a lot of people are buying Ethereum, so we think this is longer term a really good opportunity as well. But a dormant long-term Ethereum wallet has now woken up. And this wallet has a lot of Ethereum. I think it's currently 2,365 Ethereum, 4.42 million. It's quite a bit of money that's woken up that they might send. And one of the reasons the Bitcoin price is going down currently as well is because the US government has actually they have roughly 1 trillion in Bitcoin that they are dumping on the market. They've got that from several different frauds. They've confiscated the money. Now they're getting it into dollars instead, right? So, I mean, what a great thing to be the US government. So now they're selling some, which has some impact on the market. But we don't think that's going to be long term. We do think that's just short term. And one of the coins to look at, and that we're looking at the moment, is Cosmos. So that is Atom, is the ticker for that. And we believe Cosmos is a really solid project. Currently from the highs here, it's down 30%. We're already in Cosmos, by the way, so we're not going to buy anything more. We're in minus. But if it falls more, we are going to. But if you use the small cap strategy, then this is a great opportunity to be looking at. I'm going to tell you why. And the reason for this is that they have a great, actually, this might be new for you, but staking reward. You can earn up to 10 to 12% a year just by holding the token. It's a bit like you're buying a stock and you get dividend each year, which is really cool. That's something you can do with Cosmos. We use the Kepler wallet to do that, but really, really solid in that sense. But also, it's an ever-expanding ecosystem, and it's the biggest one that is working with interoperability in crypto, which means that the blockchains are talking to each other. So just imagine this, that why couldn't Microsoft, Google, they have ways to collaborate with each other, share information and data to grow together. That is what Cosmos is doing for the market. And one coin we are really avoiding just now, just for the foreseeable future, is DYDX. DYDX has fallen a lot. It's a decentralized exchange, which means it's not centralized. It's not run by anyone. Like a bank is centralized. This is decentralized. So it's run by the community. And they are unlocking a lot of tokens in 2023, like millions and millions and millions worth of tokens, which could mean when they're releasing those out in the market, people could sell and then bring down the price. That's one thing to just have in mind. So last but by no means least, I want to update you on some of the stocks we're having here. And we have a stop loss on FedEx at 15%. We also are having the CRM Salesforce at plus 15% as well. But besides from that, there's really no news. We have one new entry on Coinbase as well. And I really want to say, with Coinbase, they have gone down quite a bit because the SEC is kind of hammering a little bit on the US exchanges, saying that they can't do this, they can't do that. They kind of just like this, right? They're waving like, oh, yeah, we don't really know the regulation yet, so this you can't do, pay fees, and they're getting money in from a lot of fines. So what Coinbase are doing is they're looking actually to move offices into Bermuda, which is kind of a little bit more, well, it's regulated, but a lot easier regulation when it comes to cryptos. So they're looking to move office there, which I think is a great choice, because then they don't need to answer to the SEC, but they are still on the New York Stock Exchange. Important. So we believe that Coinbase will be a great investment, especially when the crypto market does turn around. And if you want to find out more about the Buffalo, the VCA, and the CCA strategy that we have on Trades of the Week, and if you're not a member in your crypto club and trading club, and if you want to find out more how to get started with stocks and cryptos, make sure you become an IM Insider. Press the link below and make sure you book your coaching session today. And before we wrap up for today as well, I do want to have a look at the results as well. So we had one win and one loss for the Buffalo strategy, so no result there. We have some stop losses in on Buffalo, some stop losses in on VCA, which is great, but overall, no closed results just this week. So with that being said, everyone, I really hope you enjoyed the Trades of the Week this week. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and also comment below, what are you looking at the moment? And I just must say, right, I really hope that you do make sure you make the decision to not just survive in the recession. Make sure you thrive. Make sure you take action. Make sure you learn this stuff that we're going through right now, trading and investing. It's a lot of fun. It's awesome to do, and you can do it outside everything else you're doing in your life, which is great. So, from myself, Investment Master, and an entire team here, we wish you a great week, and we cannot wait to see you on next version of Trades of the Week.